Hi, folks. My name is Gerard Blokdijk. I'm the CEO co-founder of The Art of Service. What you're looking at right here is the knowledge graph of Internet of Things, the things that you need to worry about and have in place when you deal with the Internet of Things. Now, Internet of Things, what is it? You probably know already, and if you don't, it describes physical objects. Internet of Things is a physical object like sensors, which have sensors, processing ability, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange data with other devices and systems over the internet or other communication networks. It doesn't necessarily need to be accessible by the internet. To a public internet, but it can be connected to a network as long as they're individually addressable. It's a device that has software, processing availability, and sensors. Then we said we've got an Internet of Things thingy. And the field has evolved due to the convergence of multiple technologies, including ubiquitous computing, commodity sensors. They become way cheaper, increasingly powerful embedded systems, and machine learning, which build in, obviously, to take all that data and make something useful out of that. Traditional fields of embedded systems, wireless sensor networks, and control systems and automation, especially home and building automation, independently and collectively enable the Internet of Things. So you might know from the consumer market, Internet of Things, synonymous with products like smart home type of products, including devices and appliances such as lighting fixtures, thermostats, home security systems, cameras, and other home appliances. All the Internet of Things. Smartphones, smart speakers, if they can be controlled with that, and we have that. Well, I have that, and I like doing that, opening up the blinds with and without them. IoT is also used in healthcare systems. Recently, IoT has become under a bit of fire here or there. There are a number of concerns about the risks in the growth of IoT technologies and products, especially in the areas of privacy and security. And consequently, we see that industry and governmental moves are starting to happen to address these concerns. They have begun, including the development of international and local standards, guidelines, and regulatory frameworks. So that's something that you need to be aware of in the future. And if you wonder what it's all about, just Google Apple Tag and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, let's have a look at what you're looking at here on the screen. This is the knowledge graph for the whole Internet of Things Kanban. If you go to the link below, you can see the whole thing, all the data that's in there, the URL below, it's in the show notes as well. Click on it, you'll see the Kanban and the swim lanes that you might be used to by now, and you get to play around with it and see what we have there. Now, when I look at this screen here, I see a lot of colors and a lot of beautiful colored balls. Let me quickly give you an introduction of what they are. The big blue balls, they are the critical capabilities, so the things that you need to do and need to have in place for IoT, for Internet of Things. Definitely the things, and we've prioritized them in the Kanban and prioritized them in here. Based on our in-house developed AI and machine learning, we have created a roadmap, like a yellow brick road of what to do and in what order to do things to get a successful IoT program. That's what the blue balls are. Critical capabilities, they're all prioritized. Those are the little green balls that you see here, that are the prioritizations of the critical capabilities. Every critical capability has a control question attached to it, which is the pink ball that we see here. The pink balls, see, pink balls there, pink ball. That's the control question that we have attached to it. So you can ask the question to your team, to people you work with, to people that you're starting to employ or thinking about employing, or to your vendor. Like, do we have that? Do we have that in place? Can we answer that question with full security in place? Other colors that you see here on your screen are, there's one here, a red one. Red ones are the must-have questions that you need to ask. There's 48 of them that we put in here. In total, there's close to 2,000 critical capabilities, and every critical capability has a control question attached to them, so there's 2,000. But the red ones are the most important questions to ask. If you start rolling out an IoT project, or you want to audit an IoT project, go for those 48 questions and you'll uncover the truth in many layers out there. We also see yellow balls here, accounting, personal cost, operations. Those are the swim lanes in the Kanbans. So if you go to the campaign below, you'll see those names as well. Those are the swim lanes, and they're prioritized and that easy to assign to whatever you need to be doing in your organization for IoT. One more thing we see here are the light blue balls. The light blue balls are the related areas to the main area of Internet of Things. A related area, for instance, here is data privacy, all ops. Here it's an interesting one. Festival growth, a lot of IoT data with festival management. When you get one of those wristbands, it can track you where you are, where's everyone gathering, how long are the lines for the toilets and for the bars and everything like that. The other thing that we see here are balls like the orange balls. And orange balls, those are the job roles related to Internet of Things. There's many job roles in here. Those are real life job roles, and the job roles also have control questions attached to them, so you can easily ask those people what they need, and you usually figure out what they need to know to make sure that they have control over their job. So if I zoom out, let's see if it does that, then we'll get to see the whole hairball of Internet of Things. And if you go to the link below, you get to see all those critical capabilities, and you can play around with them as you like. Now let's dive in a bit deeper and go. I told you about the Red Bulls. Go for the most important questions to ask. So these are the top 3 most important questions to ask for Internet of Things. When you don't know what to ask, these are the 3 questions you need to ask. Question 1: how do you deliver, enrich, and aggregate data across your IoT workload? Puff. Make sure the products you are responsible for include, and it's a big one, so I'm going to expand it a bit here so I can read it actually. Make sure the products you are responsible for include the data platform, the IoT platform, a machine learning platform, industry cloud, have that in place, Dynamics 365 to process the data, Power Platform, like Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate to make sense of the data, mixed reality for business and other SaaS applications and workloads. What this is alluding to is that IoT on itself is not a standalone thing. It has a lot of relationships to other areas that you need to cover, and they'll become further clear when we dive into it. We'll see here that it's related to the product swim lane. It's product related. That makes perfect sense because IoT is a physical product, physical thingy. And this is a related topic that we're covering here, ISO 38500. See, these are other areas that we need to cover here for ISO 38500. I believe that's data governance, ISO 38500. All right, let's zoom back in. There we go. So this is the one that we need to be doing. How do you deliver, enrich, and aggregate data across your IoT workload? Well, with all these things in place, it's very heavy Microsoft leaning towards this one, which makes sense. But there are many other platforms out there as well. Where do you consider the greatest risk to be in things connecting to your network and the internet? Security, cybersecurity, hacking. Ensure your digital technology team is driving business efficiencies and a better internal customer experience by connecting technologies, people, information, and processes. So have all that in place. Basically, your stock standard cybersecurity. How can technology empower your store associates to deliver a better customer experience? A control question you can ask here, see if it's not in the way. And here it was. What terms and conditions should you include in the contract with the cloud provider? Good to know. And those are questions that you can ask of these job roles here: principal IoT vulnerability researcher, DevOps tool subject matter expert. This is related to the swim lane technology and comes from Internet of Things, the main topic. Now let's go to question number 3 down here. How might telematics and IoT solutions deliver business value beyond risk management and safety? Let's have a look. Ball here. Lead broad software development, delivery, and execution strategies across co-development and related product development. So have software development ingrained in IoT solutions, basically. Shift left, have security in there as well, highly recommended. Will the physical action at a distance reality of the IoT lead to liabilities being placed on IoT device manufacturers and services providers and the development of a new insurance market? Wow, that's a lot to take in here. with a physical action at a distance, in reality of the IoT, lead to liability. So we're looking at liabilities and how we can ensure those new liabilities that we haven't thought about yet because of our IoT rollout. Can we insure that? Can we actually insure that? If we have cybersecurity insurance, how does it cover that? Does it actually cover that? That's something that I would like to know. Here we go. It's related to the software swim lane. Oh, let's see who we're going to ask this question. IoT Edge Architect. And here's our, if I zoom out, so these are the three most important questions you need to ask, and the capabilities that you need to have in place to make sure that you can answer those questions, and some of the job roles that you have as well there. So what we have here is is a blueprint for how to roll out an Internet of Things process and project, basically all the activities that need to be in place. So these are the main three questions. I can also look at it from another way, in which is, what are the main activities that need to be in place when I roll out a Internet of Things project, the main areas I need to focus on. Let's have a look at the other way, the big blue balls. What are the most prioritized big blue balls? There we go. Oh, gotta do it right. Take this way. What are the most important big blue balls? Make sure the quality analyst's primary responsibility provide technical supports to all delivery teams and maintain knowledge on tests and prepare the test plans and verify business requirements for projects, as well test software pre and post deploy to ensure product meets requirements and is free of defects. Well, that is a job in its own and a whole team in its own. Ensure you must also develop strong and trusted relationships with project managers and other team managers on complex services engagements. Across service lines, yeah, it is, including ERP implementation, supply chain transformation, cloud strategy and migration, application management, and business process outsourcing. And this one, be sure your workforce leads and participates in medium to large scale projects by reviewing project requirements, translating that, and rolling it out, designing, bug fixing. This is basically describing your whole process, those three balls, for what you need to be doing for IoT. So the other, the ones we did before were the three most important questions to ask, and these are the activities that you need to cover, that you need to have in place for Internet of Things. That's a lot to be covering here. Let's have a look. If we click those, see what's going on. Will the Internet of Things be too much to handle? Yeah, it will if you don't think it through. There's so much data that'll come at you that at first you got to figure out where to store that data, how to deal with your bandwidth, and then you have that data, you have it stored. What do you actually do with that data? How do you throw Power BI or anything at it to make sense of what that data actually is and grow from there? It's a lot to take in. It's a lot of data. And over time, what do you do with the data? And will you have data privacy issues? And how's PII covered and everything there? So they're all must-have activities. Like I said, it's the Kanbans are prioritized in their based on how important the activities are in relation to the main topic, and that's AI and machine learning that we build ourselves. These are all must-haves. These are the ones that we need to have in place. You see here other blue balls related areas: capacity utilization, ISO 38500, and of course Internet of Things. So related areas that we need to cover as well. Now, a fun one that I also like to look at is at the swim lanes themselves. So here you see the swim lanes, project management. Let's have a look at all the swim lanes that we have in here. These are all the swim lanes that are in the Kanban below. So if you go to the Kanban below, you'll find all those swim lanes and all the activities. So if I click on one, poof, this is an activity. Click on that one, more activities. All the activities that you need to be doing for that specific topic. If you want to figure out identification, if you want to figure out testing, have a look at the future. What do we have here? Lots of stuff that we need to cover. Assess internal client operating models, identify gaps, make recommendations for future improvement, etc. So this is what this gives me a great idea of what I need to be covering when I deal with Internet of Things and other areas. I want to focus on growth. Let's see what we have here. Hire new account executives and provide both onboarding and ongoing coaching to ensure the growth and success. Fantastic stuff to just go over it, those swim lanes, and have a look at what's in there. And if we cover everything, if we have everything covered, and what we still need to cover. So much to do here. All right, I'll zoom out so you get a quick idea of, poof, those are all the swim lanes. Let's have a look at the related areas that we need to focus on as well. So those are the small light blue balls. I've shown you ISO 38500, but there's more. These are the related areas if you deal with Internet of Things that you need to be covering as well. So the related areas that you need to be covering, stuff like edge computing, Azure, IoT, AWS IAM, demand forecasting, offensive security, Kali Linux, API management, problem management, cost allocation system, human machine, and it goes on and on and on. Capacity utilization. Deep dive into each and every one of these topics and see what you can. Fleet management system. See what you can gain from them to roll out your IoT process. And again, digital transformation. If I click on one, here are the activities that we need to be doing. So if I only want to focus on digital transformation in relationship to Internet of Things, I'll just do these ones. There we go. These are the ones I'll be covering to make sure that we do digital transformation well in relationship to Internet of Things. See, really useful and easy to work with to make sure that we're doing all these activities. Oh, again, they're all in the Kanban below, easy for you to play around with. Now, the last one that I wanted to show you is the job roles as well. So we had a look at the job roles. If I click on this, we get job roles attached to it. All the job roles that are in there are these are the job roles that are in there. They're all related to IoT. So if you deal with IoT, these are the job roles that you need to have in place. These are not just made up job roles, these are the real job roles in real companies out there. So that's why we put them in here. It makes it helpful for you if you want to apply for a job, to figure out what kind of questions will be asked of you when you apply for that job, and to figure out what type of answers do I need to be able to give when I apply for a job. So if I click on that one, and there's the answer that you need to be giving. So you can test yourself here as well to figure out if you're applying for a job or you're going for a job like this, or you're filling out a role like this in your organization, to find out what kind of activities need to be in place, what kind of activities that person needs to be doing in your job role. What's the accountability here? What's the responsibility here? So really helpful as well, the whole job titles, all the job titles that are in there, and all the activities and the questions that are related to them. Another way of looking at it, basically. So we started with the most important questions to ask, and I said there were 48. There's 48 in total. Those are the 48 questions that we send out every day on the daily email from our LinkedIn email address. Subscribers list. These are the 48 most important questions for Internet of Things, and I'll leave them on your screen, but you see there's a lot of depth in these ones. If you want to audit Internet of Things, start with these 48 questions and you'll deep dive into everything that you need to be doing in your organization. So I can just double click as well here, and up comes all the information that I need to know here for my organization. There you go. Pretty straightforward. Pretty easy. Love it. I do, at least. So that's Internet of Things for you. I'm going to leave you with the whole. There we go. With the whole cloud, the whole graph knowledge graph database, the graphic knowledge database that shows you everything that's in the Kanban, everything that's in the knowledge graph for Internet of Things. And don't forget to go to the link below. You can play around with the whole Internet of Things knowledge graph with the Kanban and all the activities in there. For now, thanks for watching. I had a good time. Hope you did too. See you next time.